everyone, so I'm just doing a quick impromptu video. I was watching some YouTube videos today and it was about really old makeup. It was Dolled Up Daisy. She was kind of going through different things in her collection, finding out how old it was. And I was sort of like, well, I know how old my makeup is. You know, my stuff's fine. I don't have anything that old. But I took a good look at one of my blushes. I was like, I wonder. Like, she was talking about like red mold and I was like, So I have this Tarte blush that I got in 2012, so it is now 5 years old. And I was staring at it. I'm like, there is little dots. I don't know if you can see. I mean, it's not that apparent, but there's a little gray kind of black dots. There's not a ton of them, but they're definitely there. And it just made me think that this has gone moldy. And that kind of freaked me out because I'm like, I need to start focusing on my blushes. Obviously, this is going in the trash, but for my other powder blushes, I need to start focusing on them and using them up. So I don't have a ton of powder blushes, but I think I've used up one powder blush. It was the Benefit Box Blush in Sugar Bomb. I believe I used that up in like 2015, so it's been a few years. I've decluttered blushes along the way, but I really haven't been focusing on using up my powder blushes, and I definitely want to start doing that again. So in particular, one of my favorite, I guess it is my favorite blush, is another Tarte blush. This is an Exposed. Now this I got in 2014, so it's just 3 years old. I got this with the VIB sale in 2014. So it's 2 years, or this one was 2 years older than this one. But if I don't start using this, this will also go bad. So I want to start panning this blush and hopefully have it finished by the end of next year. I think that would be about enough time to use up a blush. You can see I haven't even hit pan on it. I have a little bit of a dip going. So I need to start working on this one. Just to kind of get through stuff. Like, I can't think, like, this is, if I love a blush, I need to keep it forever. It's not going to last forever. Like, I need to use the stuff that I like. I can always repurchase it if I want to after I get through the whole thing. I can always repurchase it. Or maybe I'll be over it and buy something else. But I don't need to just keep stuff to keep it. So, definitely want to start working on using that up. My only other blushes, I have this Trina Tarantino palette. It's the Doll Skin Cheek palette. Now, this I've had for just as long as that Tarte blush that's gone moldy. I've looked at this. It doesn't, I don't see any specks or signs of mold. But you can see I haven't used this a ton. There's a few colors I like. I like these two shades here, but I really just don't use this. I don't think I'd ever pan this necessarily, but I do want to get some use out of it because at some point I'm going to have to declutter this. But for now I can just kind of keep this, and at some point I'll have to be able to let that go. And my only other powder blushes are my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Mood Exposure. I love this one as well. So I got this in 2015 for Christmas, so it's almost 2 years old now. Maybe in 2019 I can start focusing on using this one up. And then my only other powder blush is the little Tarte Birthday Gift in Party. And actually this is pretty similar. It's a little bit, I would say, more pigmented or brighter than Exposed, but they're pretty close. So even if I used up Exposed, I would still have this as kind of a backup. So I definitely need to start focusing on my powder blushes because I have, especially these two, I love, and I would hate to have them go bad before I can actually use them up. So I need to start really focusing, especially on the Tarte one because it's older, and then at some point on the Hourglass one. So that is it. I just wanted to come on and just talk about that blush so I can get rid of it. And kind of my plans for how I'm going to start focusing on my blushes again. Because at one point I was using a powder blush, or just the one, but I need to start doing that again. And I know it's scary to use up a blush because it just seems like it will take a lot, but I don't even have a ton of blushes that I would need to rotate through or anything, so I definitely think I can start tackling some of my powder blushes because I really want to be able to use them up before they go bad. So anyway, that's my video. I'll talk to you guys soon.